Alright guys, welcome back to another video. I'm gonna go over how to do all the rigs. I already showed y'all if y'all were beginning out what was the best things to get on some bass. I got my tackle box and I've already went through what kind of hooks and weights to get. And these are the same hooks and weights. And as far as rigging, you really I have a lot of stuff. You don't need all this because I'm a seasoned bass fisherman. And so I pointed out a lot of different things. And I'm going to tell you right now that as far as Texas and wacky rigging, it's all the exact same. There's no difference in it all. So first I'm going to show you how to Texas rig with this. And then I'm going to show you how to and wacky rig with this. It's the same thing for a fluke, a trick worm, a crawl, anything. I wouldn't wacky rig a crawl, but I would stick to this if you're going to wacky rig right here. But that's just me. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to start off, Texas rigging is my favorite, so I'm going to start off with that. So, let me get my hook out. Alright, this is a 2-aught laser sharp tournament series hook like I was pointing out at Walmart. This is exactly what kind of hook you want. So I'm gonna flip y'all around. I hope y'all can see good. So that hook, we're gonna take, this is like a Senko. This is something that I pointed out, but like I said, it's all gonna be the same. So with this hook, or with the other hook that I pointed out, I would rather this hook for this. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to poke. You're going to line up the top. Poke it straight through the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to be perfect. So then when you get like that, or actually it's going to look like this. When it looks like that, you're going to poke it out the side. And now you got that. And you're going to thread it up. All the way up. And then when you get to this bend in the hook like that where the eye is, you're going to flip the hook around like that. And then slide it up the eye in that little gap. Now it looks like this. And you have the point to the hook. You're not going to leave it like this. You're going to line it up. And now that you got it lined up, what you're going to do is right here at the bottom where the hook ends is where you're going to poke through. Right there. Now, you have that. This hook is a little big for this worm because it is a smaller worm than what I was talking about. But you get it. That's a Texas rig. That's just about perfect. Practice makes perfect. I've been doing this a long time, so it's not going to be perfect every time. As far as a wacky rig, you can use these hooks, or you can use the circle hooks that I was pointing out. Or what you can do is you can use a hook like that. And that right there is what I have for wacky rig. And what you're gonna do for a wacky rig is, I'm not a complete professional, but this is the best This is what I do, and I've caught fish on it. So you're gonna find the middle of the worm, and I would say right there. No, say right about there is middle, and you're just gonna try to poke it through the middle of the bait, straight through. Then it's gonna, okay, this is not perfect. Let me fix it so I can set a good example. I'm not as good as this as I am Texas rigging, but good enough to catch fish on it. All right, now that's middle. And then as you can see, this is how I'm gonna tell you how to work it now in this video. So now I'll show you how to rig this and how to rig a Texas rig, which is what the other rig was called that I showed you at first. And this is called a wacky rig. And you're gonna work it the same. You can drag it on the bottom, and again, I'm gonna do fishing challenges and stuff like that where I'm going to talk y'all through how to work stuff or how I'm working stuff as I'm doing it. And basically, you throw it out there and you let it sit and you let it sink all the way to the bottom. And then once you let it sink to the bottom with a Texas rig, sometimes if it's shallower, you're not gonna want to weight it. You want it to fall real slow, because with a Texas rig, 75% of your bites are gonna come when the bait is falling, not when you're bumping it and working it. Like I said, when you're working it, a wacky rig, or a Texas rig, depending on how the fish is. If the water's cold or if the water's really hot, their fish are gonna be slower. So you're gonna have a slower approach, or less aggressive. You can pop really tiny bites, one at a time, and as you're doing that, you're just reeling in your slack. Or you can drag it on the bottom real slow and reel in your slack. And you can do that. That's also an effective way to do when the fish are moving slow. And then when it's coming around spring or fall, when the water temperature is good and the fish are active and they're chasing bait fish and they're a little bit more active, what you're gonna do is you may pop it 2 or 3 times at a time, and you're gonna keep the slack in, but you're gonna pop it, and you can still drag it on the bottom. But when the fish are active like that, sometimes it's more effective just to pop it and to, jerk it across the bottom. And basically what it makes it do is when you're working a crawl or a June bug or something like that, Texas rig, you're going to want to use a bait because it's sitting like this. And a crawfish, basically, it'll crawl, but it'll also sit like this, and it swims backwards. So when you have that bullet weight and you rigged it, I'm gonna show y'all how to do a crawl. Like, okay, I got one right here. So this is a little bit different than the crawl that I showed y'all. It's a little bit different than the crawl that I showed y'all. But you're gonna Texas rig this, and you're gonna have the weight. I'm gonna show y'all weights in another video. And you're gonna Texas rig this like so. Once you have this Texas rigged like that, and when you have it weighted, it's gonna look like this, and then it's going to swim backwards basically, and it's going to bump back. Same thing with a June bug. You're gonna do the same thing. and it's more effective. But as a worm or a curly tail like this, like that, this is a 10-inch. This is a 6-inch, or maybe it's a 7.5, but that's usually what I use. But 10-inch is when you get a little bit better at fishing and you want to get on the bigger fish. But anyways, it's the same thing. You're gonna bump it, and really, as a worm, like a Senko, it's not gonna matter. But Wacky Rig is the same way, and I don't usually weight down my Wacky Rigs just because, like, you could Wacky Rig with this, and this is honestly probably a better Wacky Rig because of it's a looser worm, and basically when a Wacky Rig is being bumped like that, it does this, and then when it's full, it kind of like does that. But when you're doing a Texas rig, it's kind of falling in the water naturally, or if you have a bullet weight, it's gonna fall like that. And then as you pop it, it's going to like swim basically. It's hard to explain. I'm gonna do a video on this. I'm gonna show you exactly how it looks in the water, and I'm gonna show you how to work it. But that's just when I'm on the water. But right now I'm at my house and I ain't got a pond or nothing. And I'm gonna do this in clear water so it's real easy to see. And basically it just has and honestly, like, you would never think when you get fishing, you would never think that this is a stick and it will never get bitten. But honestly, I've caught my PB on it, and my real PB is 8 pounds and 13 ounces. It's not that short that I done. That was ChatGPT, and that was just kind of a joke, and I'm sure many people could see that, but honestly, it's the same thing. And then I showed you how to make these. This is a dice bait, kind of tumbleweed sort of thing, and I'm gonna show you how to work that too. And I'm gonna show y'all so many different, I'm gonna do a whole lot of videos like this. I love to see people get into fishing, and fishing is like my favorite. So I just really like to see people get into fishing, and thank y'all for watching this video. Like I said, please help me out and subscribe. I hate to be that one who begs, but it helps me out a little bit, and then, you know, it makes me feel a little bit better about making more videos because people are actually watching them. And then if you're just now seeing this video, go check out the Walmart video. Go check out the 2026 tackle, because tackle review for what my tackle box looks like, because I go over a lot of stuff in that video, but I also say, like, this is for beginners, or this is like a better bait. And I'm gonna do more videos like this, and I'm gonna help y'all get into fishing, because I would love to see more fishermen out there and make this sport much more popular. And it's a great sport to get into. Honestly, it's really fun, but you'll see a lot of videos on the internet. It's the most peaceful way to get rage baited. When you're beginning, it's like it's fun, but like, I'm about to go in 6th grade. I'm trying to join the fishing team. And also, like, if one of y'all at home has a business or something, you know, send a comment or something, because I have to have scholarships, or not scholarships, sponsors, I'm sorry, to be on the fishing team. And I love fishing. I wouldn't rather do anything else than fishing. So y'all please help me out. So I know y'all want to see more of this, and help help me grow the sport. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.